So I did not expect to end last night with the police. Hello, SquirrelTribe 2.0. Happy, what is today? Sunday. Oh, 12/31/23. 123 It is New Year's Eve day. Happy New Year's Eve day. So I haven't seen you guys since Nashville. We are back in Georgia, and the man and I had a night to ourselves in Atlanta last night. There's so much I need to tell you from the rest of Nashville, but I have got to tell you what happened last night. So get this. We're at a place, I think I've talked to you guys about it before, the same bar that we had an experience at last time we were here. We had an experience again last night, which is absolutely crazy. So we're in a place called the Avalon. It's this whole shopping thing, and I think it's Alpharetta here in Georgia. And they have a hotel, and there's this whole, it's basically a compound, which sounds dumb, but I feel like that's what it is. There's a ton of shopping and restaurants and all kinds of stuff here, and you don't have to leave. Like, you stay at the hotel, you go downstairs into the lobby, you eat dinner, you have some drinks, you walk around, you shop, you can go to another restaurant, you can go watch a movie. They have ice skating here last night. So we get here yesterday, kind of late, and I did not realize how incredibly packed this place would be. Don't ask why. It didn't occur to me that it would be stupid busy over New Year's Eve weekend, the holidays, at a hotel in Atlanta. I was not thinking. And so we get here and I'm like, babe, I'm hungry. What are we going to do? Like, how are we going to get a reservation or whatever? But we were able to get a reservation at a restaurant called Kona, which is a seafood restaurant, sushi restaurant, if you will. Sushi and stuff like that. By the way, if you ever go there, our server Tori was absolutely amazing. She was lovely because the man has a lot of allergies and she made sure he didn't die while we had dinner, which was lovely. So we get done eating and we come back to the hotel and we're like, well, let's go sit at the bar downstairs because it's the best place to like people watch. And you can see all the different Christmas trees they have up. They had so many decorations yesterday, right? And today still. And so we go to sit at this bar and it's like a U shape, if you will. And we sat at like the back end over here, which is the farthest away from the main lobby area. And it actually was one of the best seats because you could see all of the rest of the bar, like this side of it at least. There was bottles blocking kind of the other side. But the last time we were here, we had a server. Her name was Alyssa, and I remember her because that's our kid's name and because we talked Disney. And the last time we were here, if you guys saw the video, and I swear it was Christmas time last year. Maybe it was March. I can't remember exactly when it was. I don't think it was Christmas time last year. I don't remember the trees or anything like that. But the last time we were here, there was like this, I want to call him a younger guy who was trying to like get himself a cougar. We talked about it. I'll put that one as the end screen of this video if you guys want to watch it. But anyway, so she remembered us and she was like, oh my gosh, I remember you guys. And it was great. So we're sitting there, we order a drink and we're just chilling, hanging out. And y'all, it is so crazy how people lose their inhibitions. I would say when they drink, but I want to say when they're happy at the same time, because this woman and her mom, I assume it's her mom, came and sat down next to us. So there's 2 seats open at the end of the bar. Then it's Kevin, then it's me. And then there's all these people sitting over here next to us. Y'all have so much that happened last night. I'm trying to keep all of it in order. Okay. So this lady and her mom come and sit down. And they order drinks, and then they also order a bottle of wine and whatever else. And out of nowhere, the mom leans back and like reaches her hand out towards Kevin's face. And she was like, oh my gosh, I love your beard. Did you just grow that for Christmas? And he was like, no. And so then he's like nudging me with his knee to like take over the conversation because he can tell that if he talks to her, it's going to be a never ending conversation. So I lean in. And I'm looking around him and she's like, don't you just love his beard? I'm like, oh yes, it's great. And she's still doing this kind of thing where you can tell she wants to touch his beard. She wants to touch his face. And her daughter's kind of like, oh man, mom, not again kind of thing, right? And Kevin's like just staring straight ahead. He doesn't know what to do because some random lady's trying to like rub all over his face, right? And so finally I'm like, oh no, I love it. It's great. And then I just kind of sort of turn him towards me, and then I turn the other way to say something to the bartender or something, not trying to be rude to the woman, but I didn't know how to be like, ma'am, quit trying to touch my husband's face, right? There was nothing wrong. It's just, it's a little weird. It's a little weird, just so we're all fully aware. It's like if he went up to some woman and was like, oh, I like your eyebrows, and like reached out, tried to touch her face for her eyebrows. It doesn't make sense to me. So the lady and the mom, they have more people that show up, and they get up and they move over to this table that's on the flip side of the bar, and we can see the table, right? Y'all, there is a black police officer over there. And I realized, I told Kevin, I said, it wasn't your beard she wanted to touch. She just wanted to be able to say she touched a black man over New Year's weekend, because the black police officer, he's standing there, he's a big dude, he's bald, right? And he's standing there all like yoked up, like whatever. And she walks over to him, and she's probably late 70s, maybe early 80s. I don't think she's that old. Maybe late 70s. I'm not sure. It's very, very hard for me to tell somebody's age. So she walks over to him, and she is so tipsy. All the people that showed up are just gone, right? I don't know how long they've been drinking. It was like 8:30, 9 o'clock. So she walks over to the police officer and like starts dancing around on him, and then puts her arms around him, and then just reaches up and starts rubbing the top of his head. Didn't ask. And I asked Kevin, I said, how come women can sexually harass men and everybody's like, ha ha ha, look how funny, look how cute, she's touching him, she's all in his personal space without asking. But if a man does it, please understand, we're calling the police and you're going straight to jail, do not pass go, do not collect $200. But for some reason, women can get away with just randomly touching men or other women, which is very weird to me. I've realized that there are double standards in our favor sometimes as opposed to against us, but it's cringy. So I learned last night, don't randomly touch people that don't want to be touched, which I've pretty much known forever, but I have been bad about reaching out and touching people because I'm a touchy-feely person. But it has never occurred to me to reach out and rub my hand across some random man's bald head without asking. One, because I'm married. Two, I don't know why too, but also mainly just because I'm married. But also, who does that? Y'all. Anyway. So I got my Royal English breakfast tea from Starbucks this morning. And it's still kind of hot, not very hot, but before I do the rest of last night. So when we got here yesterday, we had to park in like the self-parking thing because valet, you're expensive. Here it's like $17 to self-park overnight. So we self-parked in one of the parking decks. And when we were walking in, we had to walk in through like the back of the hotel because it was way too crowded to get in the front. And they have this massive ballroom that they were setting up, which I thought they were setting up for New Year's Eve, like a party at midnight. They were putting balloons up in the ceiling. So at midnight, I thought they'd pull the string and then there'd be like a balloon drop kind of thing. But they had a bounce house. And I was like, I mean, I know some adults are going to get a little tipsy, but I can't see a woman in her long sparkly gown wanting to bounce house while balloons are dropping. But you know, to each their own. You do you, boo. It's possible. So I go down to get coffee this morning. Well, coffee for the man. He got an Americano. I got the English tea, whatever. And there's this long line of people. And it says something about noon Year Eve. I don't remember exactly what the thing said. But it was so that the kids who aren't going to stay up till midnight could have some fun, but then it gives the parents, I guess, midnight to themselves. I don't know where the kids are going to be. They're just going to leave them in hotel rooms by themselves. Hopefully not, but anything's possible because some of these kids were really young. But they were doing a thing so that the kids could have a balloon drop and a bounce house and all this other stuff at noon. So not exactly midnight, but still symbolic for the 12 p.m. thing, right? And versus 12 a.m. And some of these little girls in their dresses, like there was this one girl who had on like sparkly pink, and that was like the tulle. I think it's the right term for that. Not crinkly, but I'm pretty sure tulle, whatever, was the bottom of the skirt. You saw had all these little boys in like suits and stuff. Absolutely freaking adorable. Anyway, last night. So, y'all, I cannot make this shit up. Even if I wanted to, I do not have an imagination that could do this well. So we're sitting at the bar, and our bartender, his name was Cade. I'm pretty sure his name is Cade. So we're sitting there, we're talking, we're just having conversations with him back and forth, and a couple different people end up sitting next to us and then leaving. Then, golly, then this woman walks up, and I turn and look at her, don't know why, and before my mouth and my brain could have any sort of connection, I went, damn, you're pretty. Gorgeous woman. Long blonde hair, face fully faced, like all the makeup, all the lip injections, all the Botox, all the perfection. I mean, she looked like a freaking walking, just absolute perfection, right? And she was tiny and her outfit was gorgeous. And I was like, oh my gosh, like intimidation hit real quick. And then I was like, I don't care. So she sits down and her husband sits down next to her. And so she sits down, her husband sits down next to her. Again, nobody knows who I am. Nobody knows who he is. We're not SquirrelTribed up. There's nothing. So don't worry. Nobody's going to see this and know what I'm talking about. So she sits down. Plus they might be in jail. So she sits down. He sits down. And I don't know why. Maybe because I said, oh my, you're so pretty. Like, I don't know what she sat down and turned and she's like, hi, how are you? And I'm like, good. And she starts talking to me, and her husband is like, I don't like watching the Lions and the Cowboys were playing last night. So he's like watching the TV. She turns and starts talking to me, and immediately entire life story is just like falling out of her mouth. So I know that they've had a drink or two, right? She was so incredibly nice, y'all, so incredibly nice. And she's like, I have a baby and tomorrow's my son's birthday and we have a date night tonight. So we're going to get frisky and whatever else, which should have been the first, like, my ears should have perked up at that, right? And I was like, oh, you guys have a hotel here too? She's like, no. And then she tells me where they lived, where they just moved from, where they lived. And it's a long drive from here to where they live. And I was like, ma'am, y'all probably shouldn't be sitting at a bar if you're trying to drive back there, because that's not going to work out well, right? And then she's all like, we're going to avoid roadblocks and blah, blah, blah. All right, cool. So she's telling me all this stuff about herself and her family and her husband. And then she gives me way too much information about her husband, and her husband hears the way too much information and gets immediately pissed, right? She tells me that he used to be a stripper. She used to be a stripper. I mean, they both look like they probably were strippers at some point, but now her husband's like a massage therapist for athletes or something. And she's a esthetician or something. I don't know what she said she did. I'm pretty sure she said esthetician. Again, incredibly nice woman, right? Well, so they order a drink, and then she's drinking her drink and he's drinking his drink. And then he like bumps her for something, and she reaches into her purse and does that slide where she hands him something, which I swear was a packet of something white kind of thing. I cannot prove it. I have no proof, but visually that's what it looked like. The sneaky link slide over is what it looked like. So then he takes whatever she gave him, he gets up and he leaves. So she's talking to Kevin and I, and she's telling Kevin, how sorry she is for spilling all her tea, like talking too much because she's interrupting our date night. And I'm like, girl, no, this is amazing. This is dinner and a show. We're perfectly fine. Don't worry. We've been talking to each other for 16, 20 something years. We're good. So I'm like, let's keep talking. So she's really sweet, really nice, telling us everything. And then her husband comes back. Okay. Her husband comes back. And he says, order us 2 more drinks. So the wife, and I have no idea what her name is. I don't think she ever said her name. I never said my name. I know that. So I no clue what her name is. I'm going to call her Brittany. She feels very Brittany. So I'm going to call her Brittany. So Brittany, she orders 2 more drinks for her, and we'll call him Ken. Not Barbie and Ken, but Brittany and Ken. Orders Ken 2 more drinks. And then I'm not paying attention, y'all. I'm not paying a single bit of attention, because after she orders the drinks, she gets up. And my brain should have been like, ma'am, focus, pay attention to what's happening. But no, I focused on my husband instead. I was like, oh, it is date night. Let's have more conversation, because, we love hanging out with each other. So I'm talking to him. And the next thing I know, I realize they're both gone because their drinks come out and get sat down. One of the server, I think it was Alyssa who came over, said, those people are having sex in the bathroom. And I said, shut up. She goes, nope, they just got caught having sex in the bathroom. I'm like, shut up. There's no way. There are literally 1,000 freaking people in the foyer of this hotel. I don't know what the hell you call the entrance thing. Foyer. Man, in the downstairs part, whatever, where the bar is, where you check in, where all the Christmas trees are, there's a fireplace. There are so many people. There's a whole entire restaurant right next to us. So many people down there. One bathroom. One men's bathroom, one women's bathroom that everybody has to go in and out of. And for some reason, they decided that in that men's restroom, that anybody and their mama, well, technically not their mama, because that's not how we do it here, but any man could walk into. And so the bartender that's here, I called him Johnny Bravo meets Grease, because from the side, he looks like he would do like that whole Grease lightning dance, whatever, because he has a faux hawk thing. But he also had a Johnny Bravo look while he was doing his little drink flair with the things and pouring the drinks. Anyway, so he's actually the one who went in there and heard them, didn't see them, because he came back out and he's standing at the counter and he's ringing up, I don't know what he's doing. He's ringing something up. And I was like, are you serious? And he was like, yeah, I'm the one who walked in there and heard them. He's like, so I told the cops. And I was like, oh man, first my brain was like, man, these are, let them do their thing. They're not hurting anybody. But then also, there's also kids down there. What if a young boy had walked into the bathroom and all he heard was, and I'm not going to make the noises because then YouTube will be like, whoa, 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 and flag the crap out of this thing. So The same bald-headed black man police officer that the woman was rubbing her hands all over without permission goes into the bathroom, basically yanks these two out, Brittany and Ken, and brings them around the back of the bar. And y'all, eyes like saucers. I'm like, are you serious? Like, how do we end up where like the best things happen? So they come around the side, y'all, this Ken goes, but can we drink our drinks first? And the police officer goes, drink your drinks or go to jail. Which one do you want? He said something along those lines, like you can drink your drinks and go to jail, or you can drink your drinks, you're going to jail. I don't know what he said, but the word jail was thrown out. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, don't turn around and look. Don't turn around and look. Well, then Brittany, I still don't know her real name, comes up next to me. She's like, I'm so sorry. I'm like, girl, don't apologize to me. You're the one like getting pound town in the bathroom, and then the police show up, and then this is your date night. Like, y'all should have just got a room. And she's like, I know, but I don't know. He really wanted to. And I was like, okay. And I was like, ma'am, never be peer pressured into getting arrested for having sex in a public bathroom on New Year's Eve, surrounded by people. Like, are you serious right now? So then this is how I know that maybe drugs were involved, because the police officer is standing there waiting. He's like, I do not have all day. So then Ken is like, well, I have to pay for my drinks. I have to pay my tab. So he gives Johnny Bravo, again, that one bartender, I call him Johnny Bravo, gives Johnny Bravo his credit card. And then he says, well, he turns back to the cop. He goes, well, can I drink this real fast? And the police officer, I swear, I couldn't see him, but I could feel the daggers being shot at Ken from police officer. And so Ken goes, can we have to-go cups? And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me right now? You're asking to take the alcohol out of the bar with you to the police car or to your own vehicle? Either way, are you fucking retarded? Like, are you stupid? How is this? Why? But sure as shit, the bartender was like, here, gives them plastic cups, right? Well, Ken, because maybe he's embarrassed, maybe he's whatever, I don't know. He goes to pour the drink into the plastic cup. Half of it ends up on the bar. So then Brittany takes her drink and pours it in the plastic cup. Some of it ends up on the bar. And then Ken goes, you should have just put it in one. And Brittany's like, I don't know what you want me to do. And then she goes, because Ken is signing the credit card receipt. She goes, did you at least leave 25%? And he goes, oh, way more, right? For the inconvenience of having sex in the bathroom, I guess. So she picks up her cup and she's like, I'm so sorry. I'm like, girl, don't worry about me. I hope y'all get out of whatever this is and you make it home okay, and tomorrow's a better day. She was so apologetic to me. And I'm like, you little girl, like, no, you're fine. You didn't do anything. My date night's perfectly intact. Way more perfecter now because this has been so interesting. But I'm like, you're fine, you're good, don't worry about it. And she goes, I hope I'm not going to jail. And I'm like, I don't think she's going to jail, right? But there's nothing I can do. I can't turn to the cop and be like, sir, have a little New Year's Eve spirit, New Year's Eve spirit, and just let them, whatever. The fact that they poured their drinks into to-go cups to walk out of this hotel, bar, lobby, foyer, whatever, with a police officer after getting caught having sex in a public bathroom. The balls on both of them. I could not even. So then Kevin and I are like, are you serious right now? And I'm like, yeah, I don't know. So we're talking, and then the servers come up, or the bartenders come up, we're talking. Then the lady who tried to touch Kevin's beard, she got all pissed off because they cut her off from drinking. It takes a lot for a bartender to say, we can't do any more of this. Like, you've had too much. Your safety is important. Whether you're staying at the hotel or not, your safety is important. So they told them, because they tried to order more drinks, and they were like, hey, I'm sorry, I can't sell you anymore because you're a little tipsy. So they got highly aggravated. It is what it is, right? So then they leave. And as they're leaving and everything's done, the bar closes down at midnight. It's like 11:50 at this point. We've just been watching everything going on. When Brittany and Ken got left or escorted out or whatever, the couple sitting next to them, they turned to me and I'm like, are you serious? She's like, are you serious? I'm like, these are the best seats ever at a bar. She's like, oh, I know. Y'all, I sound like an asshole, but it was, you could never predict that this is something you're going to experience on New Year's Eve. But, I mean, they weren't not children, but they weren't like 18 or 21. They know better than having sex in a public bathroom when there's that many people around. But hey, some people, that's what, you know, you do you, boo. Whatever helps you do your thing. Chicken wing, whatever. I am not one to judge. I'm not judging you. I'm just going to like OMG about it forever. So the lady and her family got told, no more drinky drinks. Y'all go up to your room and sleep that off. Right before I started recording, Kevin sent me a message. He said, so I'm in the elevator with the lady who tried to touch my beard last night. And I was like, did she reach out? And he's like, no, she probably doesn't even remember him, but that's just hilarious. But anyway, so then it's time for us to leave because the bar closes at midnight. And I'm like, we're not going to be the ones still sitting here at this bar when they're trying to close down. Let's go. So, you know, get to hug the bartenders bye, whatever, say bye. And as we go to leave, the police officer is back in and he's talking to the manager or general manager, maybe of the bar restaurant area. And I walk over and I'm like, hi. And he's like, hey. And I'm like, I'm sorry. I have to know. Did they go to jail? And he was like, no, but damn, how fucking stupid do you have to be when I'm standing right outside? Like, cause the police officer was in the general vicinity the whole time. He's like, I understand that people want to do what they want to do, but couldn't you have waited till you at least got to your car and maybe nobody would hear you or see you? Come on now. But it was just hilarious. So they did not go to jail. So that is a plus. And hopefully they made it home perfectly safe, perfectly fine. But y'all, I don't see how New Year's Eve can top New Year's Eve. That was so much fun. So much fun. Maybe not for them, but also maybe for them. I think Ken really liked getting, you know, taken out by the police officer in front of everybody because everybody's like, oh, you know, man, I have so much more to tell y'all, but I literally have I'm looking at the recording time. This is going to shut off in 30 seconds because I need to clear out make room on my phone. So for now, we're done for today. I want to know your thoughts. One, would you Ken and Brittany it? Like, are you that could tell us? We're all friends here. You can let us know. Or two, would you have ratted them out? Because I'm curious. I don't think I would have ratted them out. Maybe I would have. I don't know. Got to be in the situation to find out. Either way, so much fun. All right, SquirrelTribe 2.0. Before this cuts out, I love you all immensely. I will see you again soon. I promise. Way more to tell you guys.